And then I hear a helicopter. And then I see fucking 4 cop cars, it had to be, right? I'm sitting here minding my own fucking business. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Birds are chirping, you know, the whole fucking deal. What the fuck do you think happens next, G? The car pulls around. The guy that they were chasing, this motherfucker pulls around, gets out of the car, right? Gets out of the car, gets behind his, opens up his door. I'm watching all this. It's 500 yards from me, maybe. I'm 33, 34, 97. So I had way better eyesight, you know. And it was like that scene in The Godfather 2 when she goes to visit the Godfather and she tells him, my son's retarded, don't kill him, you know, spare his life. And then she has a knife and he blows her away with a gun. Yeah. Dog, that's exactly what I saw live and in color. I don't think I've ever said this on a fucking podcast. So I see this motherfucker, he is driving, right? And all of a sudden he just goes, and he turns the car around, does a full 360, pops his fucking passenger door open, gets out of the car, and starts shooting at the cops. I'm watching all this. The helicopter's above. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like sinking in your seat? Like, no, I wasn't in the car. I was sitting on the hood. Why am I sitting in a hot car for? I want to see it. I want to get some vitamin D. And all of a sudden, the guy's like, bah, bah, bah. And he looks like this. And I see him run across, like he had like maybe a 30-yard run to the thing, where he pulls over and he starts shooting at him, and a cop just fucking wasted him with like a fucking pump gun, some type of shotgun, just boom! And the guy was like, and they caught him as he was gonna go, and he just took him, and he went like maybe 4 feet. He landed. I was like, the helicopter came down even lower to make sure he was dead, and the cops fucking rushed in, and that's when fucking David and my friend came, and I go, you just fucking missed it. The cops just shot a dude right there. I mean, and dog, listen, if the cops want to interview me now about it years later, the cops were solid on this call. I saw the whole fucking thing. I saw the guy do the 360, get out of his car and get behind the passenger door. He fucking kept the glass up and he shot through the glass. That's all, like, that's how it started, hearing it. But I saw the whole thing go down. Boom, boom, boom. He shot maybe 4 times. He reacted. They were shooting at him. And then he shot like to go into an alley. But while he was shooting, he was like, you know, like in the movies. And bro, they were shooting handguns at him. But at one point, some guy just fucking got him right in the fucking chest. And he went back. I just saw the explosion, and that was it, dog. So he takes me over. We fucking get the tire fixed. And then we go to Silver Lake and we eat at some Cuban joint like this, Cochinito. And he takes me to a Cuban bakery, the whole fucking thing. And you know me.
So you're sitting there 500 yards or whatever
from this shooting.
And they didn't say anything to you.
The cops?
Yeah.
Not a word.
They didn't even look at you or anything?
Not a word. Didn't even.
God. Were you like the only one around?
There was some people at a park. You know, there was some kids playing. It was a big park with a fountain in the middle.
Holy shit!
Like a fountain towards 3/4 side, not really in the middle. It happened on the other side of the park, and I was over here. So it was a good far distance. There were people there. No investigator came up to me and asked me. By the time they got there, we just basically took the tire off the car and drove it to the Mexican place. And then we came back and put the tire on. And that's when they were still tagging the body. They had the cones around. They had the whole fucking thing. They just shot this motherfucker with a shotgun. Boom. So we're talking, bop, 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 bop. It's about 6 o'clock now. And I don't know, I don't know how it gets mentioned. He says he's got cocaine for sale. I go, Jesus Christ. You told the right person? Because I'm in the market. I'm looking. So he goes, I'll have it at 8 o'clock or something. You know, you have to come back to Silver Lake. So I went. I gave Doug back his car. And I think I borrowed Josh Wolf's car. And I went up to this Cuban's house. And he sold me an 8-ball of some shit that I could smell it when I walked into the apartment. Like, this guy was not fucking around. He was 3 days out of prison, and he had already met the dude, and he was slinging. So he gave me a nice price. I think I got an 8-ball. Let me tell you something. I had no comedy that night. I'll never forget. I had no comedy that night. So I started early. You know, that was it was like a Tuesday. Mitzi didn't give me a spot or something. I was just fucking around, bro. Now, my tolerance for cocaine at this time was pretty high. I was 10 years away from quitting, but my tolerance was pretty fucking high. You know, I could do a gram and not blink an eye in those days. Like 2 lines and just sit there for an hour and not say nothing or talk, because I was chatty Cathy when I did coke. Let me tell you something. I'll never forget driving back from Silver Lake with that 8-ball, getting into Hollywood, and going by Josh Wolf's house and doing like 2 or 3 lines with him. He was going to do something, and me doing like fucking 8 lines. And I mean, when I tell you I walked into the Coach and Horses, I didn't say a word. David Fulton tweeted today, "Thank you for mentioning us," and whatever. I still remember Joey filled with Peruvian glue, and his mouth was shut. I mean, I couldn't even fucking talk. That is no lie. My mouth was fucking shut. I remember them talking to me. I couldn't sweat. I couldn't do anything. I still remember what I did that night. This is how disgusting and creepy I was. I fucking got so hammered at that Coach and Horses. By 11:30, I was so coked up. And every time I looked in the bag, there was still tons of coke left. I'm like, dog, this is going to be a long fucking night. So I stayed there as long as I could before I started getting creepier and creepier. Because I'm a creepy fucking guy as it is. Never mind putting cocaine in me. The creepiness really comes the fuck out. And I'll never forget, I had this car, and I went across the street. I bought a fucking 2 6-packs. And I went in this car. It had a moonroof. And I fucking pushed the seat all the way back. And I was staying on Vista, like 4 carloads up from Josh Wolf under a tree.